Hi everyone, my name is Jordan Ashton. I'm a senior at Delta High School and I'm serving as your Vice President of District Coordination. Today I'll be talking about Repurpose and Redesign. It was formerly known as Recycle and Redesign, but then they changed the name about like a year ago to Repurpose and Redesign. I'll be talking about what the project is, rules and rubrics, and then my process and what my project was last year. So it is a STAR project that recognizes participants who select a used fashion, home, or other post-consumer item to recycle into something new. So basically, if you have anything that's old in your house and you make it into something new, then you could do this project. So the rules and rubric, you have 5 minutes to present this project in front of judges. So you want to make sure you get everything on the rules and rubric and present that less than 5 minutes. You must have a board showing all your steps of your project, so you want to include like your time log, material profile, cost optimization, all of which I'll talk about later in this presentation, and you want to include pictures. There is a certain size to pictures. The rules and the rubric mentions that on the website if you want to go look there and see how big and how small they can be, but you do need to have pictures on your project. I would have the item that you made there for the judges are able to see it and hold on to it if they want to. That way they're able to judge it accurately. And then as I mentioned, there is a certain paper size and picture size that is on the board. You need to read that and make sure you're less than that. So what I did last year was I created a birdhouse out of old corks and I named it Put a Cork on It. That was my board that I presented last year, and yeah, it was interesting. So get an idea on what to redesign. So I would look on Pinterest or Google or any other network options, ask friends and family. Pinterest is where I got a lot of my ideas when I've done this project, and I've asked my family and friends. So you can do both on how to create a new product out of something old. For example, I made birdhouses out of corks. The year before, I made a coat rack out of old forks. And then I've made lanterns out of cans, so like green bean cans or coffee grind cans or something like that. That's what I did. So first, what you want to do is you want to start redesigning. So you want to start redesigning your cycled material. I would start with your most important part of the project and don't start on the small stuff. For example, when I did the birdhouses, I started with the base because the base is what I needed. From there, I could go up. Always record your time. So part of the project is called a time log. You have to have that on your board, and it basically explains how long it takes for you to do the project. For if you look at the picture, it says cutting a log a certain amount of inches was 30 minutes. You have to write that down, and you have to do that for each step of your project. Again, as I said, write it down as you go. That way you have it, and that way you don't have to go look back on seeing what you've done. You want to keep costs low. The whole point of the project is to redesign something with less amount of money. So don't try to spend more than $5 to $10 on this project. Try to get everything recycled or reused or donated. That's the point of the project, and cost optimization tells you how much you've spent on this project. You want to keep it low. The material profile, that just explains everything that you've done for this project. So glue, corks, the cans that I used, the rope, the screws, the wood, all of that has to be put on there, and you want to make sure you know where it's from. So like what it's made of, from like metal or aluminum or wood or any of that, you have to write that on there. Even if you use like spray paint, for example, you need to put that on there. So like get a picture of the can, put it on there, and like put what it's made from. You need to have that for every single item of your project. Take pictures of your process. Judges love to see it. I'm sure it's on the rubric too, is take pictures of the steps. So from the very beginning, take a picture, all the way to the very end, take a picture. Let the judges see how you've repurposed the project. Make sure you're in the pictures. That way it lets the judges see that you've actually done this whole project and not someone else. And it helps explain your steps a lot better. So in your speech, when you're giving the steps, you're able to point out the pictures and explain everything as you go along. A marketing plan is another option that is able to go on the board if you want to, and it can add time if you're short on time, but it's not required. It basically just helps describe what you do past if you were going to go try and sell it, how much you would sell it for, who your target audience would be, how much of a profit you would make. All of that you need to explain in your marketing plan, and it would help explain why you're trying to do that too. And it tells you like all the stuff that you need to know, like your product description, all of that's on your marketing plan, and you need to describe that in your speech. It just helps add time. It's not required, but it does help you add time to your project. So this was my process last year when I created the birdhouses out of corks. So the first thing I had to do was get a log and create the base. As you can see in the second picture right there, I'm cutting the log, and then that's what it looked like when I cut it. I used cans to make the circle shape of the corks, and then I painted the cans to make it where it's less visible of a color. Then I flattened the caps to make the roof like tilted and everything. Then I made a design of the corks. That's what you need to do as well, is you need to figure out what the design is going to look like, and then the finished product. That was my whole process, and that's what you would be taking pictures of when I say you need to take pictures of everything. You would include this on the board as well. So this is what Recycle and Redesign is. If you have any questions, you can always just find me an email on the website, the Indiana FCCLO website, or you can look on the rubric. I really enjoyed this project. This is a fun project to do, and you gain a lot of experience out of this. So thank you for your time. I really appreciate this, and I hope you all learned something. Thank you.